Thank you for joining me here on Issues in Sociology. I'm Dr. Sherry. Today's topic is my black son's encounter with a white police officer. Now, before you think this is going to be a negative rant on police officers and race relations, I've got news for you. This was an absolutely wonderful, beautiful encounter, and one that I'm really excited to share. So, what happened was it was a Saturday and my son was headed to football practice. This is Texas, and yes, football practice 6 days a week. Anyway, so he's headed to school and he gets pulled over. How I found out about it is that he called me and he said, "Mom, I was stopped by the police." And of course I'm like, What happened? Are you okay? And he said, "Yeah, I'm fine, I'm great." And I said, "Well, what happened?" And he said how he was pulled over. He heard the woo-woo, the sirens, and saw the lights, and he immediately pulled over. And the officer came to his window and he said, "Hey, I need your registration and driver's license." And he said, okay. He's got his hands on the wheel, like I've always taught him. And he went into his glove compartment and gave it to him. And so the officer went back to his vehicle and pulled everything up and looked him up. And then he comes back to his window and he says, "Hey, son, I just have to tell you, you have the best driving record of any kid I've pulled over at this school. And I've pulled over a lot over the years." And I was just like, yes, this is so wonderful. And so he said, "Thank you." He said, "Well, what did I do? I never speed." And he said, "Oh, it's your registration sticker that's out of date," which is mommy's fault. He said, "Okay, my mom takes care of that for me." So he said, "Well, just have your mom update that." And he said, "I'm just going to give you a verbal warning and, keep up the good work. Your driving record is superb." And so he said, "Thank you, officer, and you have a good day too," and went on about his way. And the reason I want to share this story with you is because this is the story that you're never going to hear. You're never going to hear or see this on the news. And that's so important to me because don't even get me started on the news. I don't watch the news. I just really don't. I scan it just so that I can have an idea of, what's going on in the world and have an awareness. But who do you know that after watching the news says, "Gee, I'm in a wonderful mood now. I've just learned about 50 murders and 10 rapes and, all this." And no, that does not happen on this planet. Okay, maybe on your planet, not on mine. So I want to share with you a different story. The news that you don't hear, unfortunately, and that's not spread as it should be. There are a lot of wonderful things out there happening in race relations. There are a lot of wonderful things happening between police officers and the African American community. But you'll never hear about it. So please, I would really like for you to comment down below and share your positive stories as well. Now, some of you may ask, "Well, why only share the positive stories? I have a story and it's not good and I want to share it." Well, simply the reason is because we hear that every day. I want to talk about something that we don't hear every day. I want to give a message that we don't receive, that we don't see. I want to talk about and share those positive and wonderful experiences that are happening that we don't hear enough about. And I'd like to hear yours too. One thing that I think is so important from this whole scenario that happened is that my son can go on and tell his friends about what happened. And, as people tell people, they'll think, maybe they're not against me. Maybe they really want to be helpful. And, and maybe that's not the whole story, what I see in the news. And that's so true. When is everything only one-sided? Never. That's not life. Now, some out there, some of you may say, "Sherry, you're a dreamer. I'm over you. I'm over this channel." And that's fine. I respect your opinion, and you're absolutely welcome to it. However, it's not so much that I'm a dreamer, which I kind of am, I will admit. But that's not so much the issue as what I focus my attention on, and that's a choice. We all have a choice about what we're going to focus our attention on. There are multiple realities going on, but where are you going to allow your attention to dwell? That is the question. And because I choose to allow my attention to dwell on more of the positive aspects of things, that is what I want to spread. And that is what this channel does. So now it's time for me to hear your stories and your comments. So please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I want to hear about your positive experiences with police officers. We need more of your stories heard as well, not just mine. Please also tell all of your friends and family about all the wonderful things that you've experienced with police officers. The more we hear these stories, the more we will have truly a more well-balanced view of what is going on. Everything between race relations is not mayhem and chaos. That's one side, but that's not the only side. And so help me. I'd really like you to help me in sharing more of the wonderful stories that are going on and more of the kindnesses and compassion that's happening in this world, because we don't hear enough about it. So with that said, thank you so much for joining me here on Issues in Sociology with Dr. Sherry. Again, be sure to like and subscribe. I want to talk to you and I want to hear you. And I look forward to doing that soon. I will respond to you when you comment below. So I look forward to having a great dialogue with you. We're going to make this world a better place. And part of how we're going to do that is by sharing more positive stories and not allowing people to think that there's only that negative verse that we keep hearing. And together we can do that. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me.